This is a microphone that doesn't want to stay in the same place. How are we doing for time, Ryan? Do we start?
I thought you had started. I would say go on and start.
Okay.
Do
Hey,
the song.
So thanks very much for coming. This is like the lunch hour bit, right? We're from Firebrand Records, which is a dual project between Ryan Harvey and Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine, giving a start for young, unestablished artists who have a political message and substance to their music. And you're going to hear some of my Palestinian Egyptian folk songs. You're going to take part as well, so you need to be ready to clap. Me and Ryan's political work, based on American kind of protest folk music. Son of None, rapper from Baltimore, and Del's Raw. And so I'll start playing stuff. So we're going to start with some audience participation as well. Right. So this is a love song from Gaza. It's a Bedouin song, and it's called Ruddi Mandilich. So when I say Ruddi Mandilich, you have to repeat Ruddi Mandilich. It's really simple. So if I say Ruddi Mandilich, Ruddi, you repeat Ruddi Mandilich, Ruddi. So it will sound like this. Ruddi Mandilich, Ruddi. That's amazing. I didn't expect that. That's good. Okay. And then the chorus is neither English nor Arabic, so it's la 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 la. Okay. So it's very easy. Yalla, oh, you can do it. Awesome, that's great. Okay. It's the love song is a jealous lover telling his beloved to cover her hair and her head because the sun will sunburn her. Very much she'll get sunburned, so no one will marry her. So he's saying, so he's saying like, be strong and cover up and be proud of what you are. But really, his ulterior motive is that he doesn't want anyone else to see her. But it's with that he goes away from that saying. He then goes away comparing it to the typical kind of Arabic love song where it's compared to a gazelle and how precious she is to the land and to him. So it's actually empowering her rather than him saying, I want this. He starts off being jealous, but actually he realises throughout that his jealousy is not the way forward.
I don't think I heard a Ya Habibi once.
No, exactly. I can sing Ya Habibi if you want Ya Habibi, Nanny. You should feel Ya Habibi.
And you went for 3 hours like in Khartoum?
Yeah. So this is if you've been to the Middle East, there are two amazing, famous Arabic songstresses, Fairuz and Kulthum. So the idea is that you listen to Fairuz in the morning and Kulthum at night. And this is a very famous Fairuz song about going back to your country after being away in whether it be exile or working. It's called Nassim Alain al-Hawa, it's a very famous one, so some people might know it. And the refrain is, take me back to my country. So, political music. There was one guy stands out called Sheikh Imam, who, along with his poet and percussionist, would often play concerts to like private concerts rather than big shows. But every time they did a concert, they usually ended up in jail the next day, if not that night. So he was put in jail by Nasser, Sadat, Mubarak, everybody. And his music really took a resurgence before the Arab Spring 2011, and his music was played in the square and became the source of a lot of the chants. And the poet that survived him, Ahmed Fuad Negin, who passed away a couple of years ago, he was also instrumental in encouraging the youth and political music. So this is a song called Ya Masri Mushid Dil, which means Egypt rise up and be strong, rather than being nationalist about the country, it's about the people.
Must
يطويني ولا الليلي أمان ويدا مفندي. Thanks very much. We're playing at the Mayday Space in Bushwick, Brooklyn tonight, which is the official after party of the Left Forum. So you should come down to that. You can buy pre-order tickets online, I believe, and I'll be doing more Palestinian folk with looping, and you'll be dancing that bit as well. So
What time is the concert?
يلا شوف
8 o'clock, 8 p.m. ماشي؟
ايش دبكه؟ فلسطين دبكه سوري دبكه.
اي دبكة مش مشكلة. لو في دبكة أنا مبسوط. Who's next?
عيني.
Thanks very much.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me? Yes. Cool. How many people stand in solidarity with the people of Palestine here?
Well, I'm Palestinian.
I mean, you know, there's some that obviously, you know,
Yeah.
are problematic. All right, cool. So this song is called Free Palestine. I was born under an apparatus that downgraded my class status from citizen to subhuman savage. It's hard to fathom, but even harder to manage. I'm a second-class citizen in the land of my origin. Forced to forage in a brutal reality that's devoid of humanity for some semblance of sanity where truth is profanity and in all actuality my right to life is considered a travesty. We can't even bury friends without the threat of the military showing up to carry out their vendetta. A policy of extermination against an indigenous population that's been fighting for emancipation. Want to end the violence and the occupation. Want to see defiance but deny its liberation. This is apartheid Palestine, where sniper fire gets showered from Israeli watchtowers. This is for Haifa. This is for Rafah. This is for Gaza. This is for Balata. This is for Tarek. This is for Bashar. This is for Mahmoud. This is for Ta'er. This is for Fatma, who was only 7 and Samir shot dead at school at the age of 11. What would you do if you were under occupation? Let them take your freedom or fight for liberation. Long as the freedom fighters of the Intifada fighting for freedom today, cause there might not be a tomorrow now. Long as the freedom fighters of the Intifada fighting for freedom today, cause there might not be a tomorrow. Give me liberty or death. I'd rather go out on my feet than on my knees when I take my last breath. If you don't get it, you don't get it. Fighting Zionist oppression doesn't make you anti-Semitic. They said the people won't ever live as one. They say this fight won't ever be done. They said the rights can't ever be won. They say that war can't be undone. They said the people couldn't make it this far. I say they don't know who we are. They say a lot of things, but they only say that mess because they fear the change of organized power brings. We gotta keep it together so we can resist the pressure forever organizing to counter oppressors who endeavor to sever the main vein that helps us maintain and stay sane in a fight to make change. Don't let your tax dollars go to making people holler, killing off of future scholars with Apache helicopters. Die best from this racist regime till it redeems the dreams of those it killed midstream. Die best,
Die best.
die best,
Die best.
die best from Israel. Die best,
Die best.
die best,
Die best.
die best,
Die best.
from the IDF. Die best,
Die best.
die best,
Die best.
die best, and let's lay apartheid to rest now. Long as the freedom fighters of the Intifada fighting for freedom today, cause there might not be a tomorrow now. Long as the freedom fighters of the Intifada fighting for freedom today, cause there might not be a tomorrow. Free, free Palestine!
Free
Palestine! Long live Palestine!
Long live Palestine!
Long live the Intifada!
Long live the Intifada!
Intifada! Intifada!
Intifada! Intifada!
Long live the freedom fighters of the Intifada fighting for freedom today, cause there might not be a tomorrow. Thank you. So, my name is Son of None on Firebrand Records, coming out of Baltimore. During the uprising, I operated as a street medic. And there was a lot of people getting tear gassed and things like that. And one of the things that always stood out to me from that experience is the fact that every single person that I treated for the pepper spray, at least went back out a few minutes later to keep resisting, right? There's a lot of issues with Baltimore, a lot of things going wrong, a lot of people are seeing the wire, that's what they associate with it, but there's also a lot of people fighting back in all different kinds of fronts, not just police brutality, but around education, right? Like the Baltimore Housing Project. I work with a group called the Right to Housing Alliance. There's another group of people called Leaders of a Beautiful Struggle, and they handle policy, right? So there's a vibrant community of resistance in Baltimore that existed before the uprisings. So what happened after that is a lot of people plugged into it, right? Into those things that were already there. So you might not see a lot of people doing protests on the streets all the time, but people are still getting active, right? And one of the other things that you will see around police brutality is a sister named Tawanda Jones. Her brother named Tyrone West was killed back in 2013 in July, right? By Baltimore City Police and Morgan State Police, right? And since then, they haven't allowed her to see the autopsy photos of her brother. They grabbed him out by his hair and they killed him. They beat him to death, right? For no reason. He was unarmed, right? And that's the story that you see it time and again. But what's special about this particular family is that they decided to every single Wednesday since that date to come out and demand justice for their brothers. So it's over 100, I think it's like 147 Wednesdays they've been doing this, right? Spreading the word, trying to get the word out. So where I go, I try and spread that message too. This next piece that I'm going to do is about the uprisings, and it's a little weird to do hip hop with people sitting down. So if y'all would be willing to stand up and come front, I'd appreciate that. All right.
I couldn't hear him.
You know what black people so mad? Cause most of y'all ain't. So I'm pretty uppity. I don't know what cracker born get with the luxury to fuck with me. Skymatic, static, and pragmatics. Only 1% is find my mathematics problematic. How many caps can they put in our backs? How many phones have to catch blacks killed by the batch? How many cutbacks can they enact? How many bombs can they drop where civilians be at? Nah. This is Molotovs in a mass rap on American cans and tear gas tracks. Another non-profit won't stop it. Pimping poverty to make some grant money off it? Please. When the people got nothing to lose? Lead story 11 o'clock news, and it's like that. Fuck what you heard, they protect killer cops cause they will get served, and it's like that. I ain't taking it back, cause it ain't where you're from, it's where you're at. Where's B-More at? Where's Brooklyn at? Where's Gaza? Where's Cleveland? Where's Ferguson at? And it's like that. Better get off the fence, demonstrate, legislate, build self-defense. Man, fuck these cops. Fuck CNN, we run these blocks. Snap a voice box and we'll speak with rocks. It shouldn't take it this long to connect these dots, yo. They don't even see us. How long it take for them to bother to deceive us? This ain't the first Freddie Gray to come between us. It's the last one they'll forget, and you can take that to Jesus. I put that on my people in the streets, from the leaders to the project to the blocks to the priests, from the medics to the coalitions out fighting the beast. The Bloods and the Crips came together for a peace. You could take 6 pigs and put them in a line, catch them on a cell phone because they think they can rhyme, let them battle the people and read that lethal design, and that's all 6 swine charged at the same time, and it's like that. Fuck what you heard, they protect killer cops cause they will get served, and it's like that. I ain't taking it back, cause it ain't where you're from, it's where you're at. Where's B-More at? Where's Brooklyn at? Where's Gaza? Where's Cleveland? Where's Ferguson at? And it's like that. Better get off the fence, demonstrate, legislate, build self-defense. America made me a nigga. But Ferguson reframed the picture. It's the truth, pure light in the booth. The x-rays displayed, no flesh in the proofs. Signs of defiance, baptizing the youth. Here to resurrect the dead without heads, feds can shoot. Why? America made me a nigga. But Baltimore reframed the picture. Broken neck dialect spoken from the beyond. Phoenix from the ashes, spitting classics at the seance. Cadence in the chaos, prophets in the layoffs. Rhythms of division amplified for the payoffs. America made me a nigga. But Palestine reframed the picture. Call this Haiti in the 1780s, pre-intifada, Ramallah, or Guevara in Guatemala, not the gangster version of commercials for vodka, where each single is a jingle helping prisons to prosper. Nah, America made me a nigga, and then we reframed the picture. I'll say something and I need y'all to, call a response. Alright, so, how's it go again? I say something, say we bout that life. Alright, so find us in the streets, we bout that life. Toe to toe with the police, we bout that life. Really? Make me believe it, alright? You can find us in the streets, we bout that life. Toe to toe with the police, we bout that life. Defending mine and yours, we bout that life. Since we got to these shores, we bout that life. Ooh, alright. I think y'all got it. Alright, here we go. We bled in Germany and Vietnam and Iraq. Came home to burning churches and got shot in the back. Shit, Bob shot the sheriff for less. He knew exactly who to give to in the chest. If he heard rap now, he'd be fucking depressed. What Cassie got about, I am not impressed. But that's another matter for another rhyme. I can deal with coward-ass rappers at another time. This rap for rebels, music for killing the devil. In the name of freedom fighters, I rebuke you with metal. It's for all them crackers with the part-time patches. Candidates who think race ain't important as taxes. It's for 9 lives, worth more than that rebel rag. And all the massacres under American flags. It's the honor, the fallen veterans of the struggle. The vanguard squad, always ready to rumble. You can find us in the streets.
We bout that life.
Toe to toe with the police.
We bout that life.
Defending mine and yours.
We bout that life.
Since we got to these shores.
We bout that life.
Stand up, jam the man up. Complete the plan and dip and clam up. Rise like Bree, man, tug man up. Turn some new keys and free the land up. Hands up, like you're back on the block. Stop by the cops, open his cameras to watch. Hands up like afros down with Castro. Telling Nixon to lick they asshole. Hands up, like you're hungry as fuck. Praying nobody tries to press their luck. Yeah, Black Lives Matter, man, but so does the rent. And what's up from buying medicine, they making a dent. They close down schools like your brain in a stroke. Then they open up a jail like they cut in your throat. They take black life in every way. They just use the gun about once a day. You can find us in the streets.
We bout that life.
Toe to toe with the police.
We bout that life.
Defending mine and yours.
We bout that life.
Since we got to these shores.
We bout that life.
Finished the bid with the tool in his wig. He was schooling COs and had him doing the jig. Who's that? George Jackson, black, ready for action. Ain't a prison yacht that could tame the black dragon. Ain't too many rebels that's approaching his levels. He found the keys to liberation in the belly of devils. Yo, one of the sharpest, dark-skinned Marxists. One of the system's hardest targets. He was a BGFOG, incarcerated on with the BPP. Left Coast Soledad to San Quentin, command post for organizing resistance. I know you heard about his younger brother. They take a shot around the neck of the judge and burn brother. I wish they made it like Assata did. He was a revolutionary with no fear of the power grid. Peace the butterfly for the caption. My heroes died in prison. George Jackson. Find us in the streets.
We bout that life.
Toe to toe with the police.
We bout that life.
Defending mine and yours.
We bout that life.
Since we got to these shores.
We bout that life.
We bout that what?
We bout that life.
Said we bout that what?
We bout that life.
And yo, we bout that what?
We bout that life.
Yeah, we bout that what?
We bout that life.
Fuck yeah.
We're going to be out of the Mayday space tonight. Definitely be sure to come through. It's going to be a good time. It's $8. It's going to be Ryan Harvey, who's coming up next, and Bell's Roar. Make sure that you stay tuned. It's going to be dope. I got CDs for $5 too. All right? Peace.
Hey everybody. Thanks for coming during your lunch hour. Sorry for the we had a lot of sound issues. This is Bell's Roar. She's gonna be performing after us. Kareem Samara once again. Omar, I guess let's start. Yeah, cool. So this is a song, it's called Omar, and it's a story, it's based on a true story. It's a song I wrote about a refugee from Algeria coming into southern Europe through Spain. And yeah. Thanks, everyone. So again, I'm Ryan Harvey, Kareem Samara. This is Bells Roar. You just heard from Son of None. we're all performing tonight at the Mayday Space in Brooklyn at 8 o'clock. It's like a left form after party. It's gonna be like with like amplification and stuff, like Kevin will have. This song goes out to anyone in the room from New York or from anywhere who was helping blockade the offices of Point Lookout Capital Finance in late 2011 here in Manhattan. Maybe some of you were there. I was out at a small factory in Jamestown, Pennsylvania, owned by a company called Combined Systems International, which is owned by Point Lookout Capital Finance here in Manhattan, which is owned by the Carlyle Group, where Bush Sr. works. And what do they do at that factory in Pennsylvania? They make these little silver tear gas canisters with blue writing on them that have been photographed in Egypt and Tunisia and Yemen and Bahrain and in Greece and Palestine and Oakland and in Ferguson, Missouri. And so we did this coordinated protest because comrades in Egypt were fighting on a street called Mohammed Mahmoud in Cairo. And they had asked people to do solidarity against these tear gas canisters. This is a song I wrote about those tear gas canisters.
You were rising like a flame.
This song is called Thin Blue Border. I wrote this in February when I was in, I spent the month of February in Lesbos, Greece, the main entry point of refugees entering Europe. And I was there doing volunteer solidarity work, sleeping on the beaches, meeting lots and lots and lots of refugees every night, usually cold in the rain, people who just spent many hours thinking they were going to die. And on the way there, me and Kareem ended up playing some shows in the Netherlands. And we ended up hanging out at the largest refugee camp in the Netherlands, mostly full of Syrians, also a lot of Afghans and many others. And we met some amazing people there who became very good friends of ours. And these people were people like us, revolutionaries. And they were involved in the attempt to overthrow a very brutal police state and dictatorship in Syria. And they had come as political exile refugees after many of their friends were assassinated in the streets by the military or the police, kidnapped and tortured to death, or just disappeared. And they ended up on the boats, and they're now in a refugee camp in the Netherlands. This is a song we wrote partially inspired by their story. It's called Thin Blue Border. Guard on the horizon, waiting for the next red brighten. The forest lined with people, blamed, persecuted, and made illegal. Revolutionaries and widows, orphans, survivors, and heroes. The ones who made it safely, who left their friends and family. The fog rolls into Lesbos, the February. Prophets up through the ceiling, 1,500 to ride. Well, the night you see the other side, he throws their bags in the water and packs them in like cattle. 50 people on a rubber boat, and they pray to God that they stay afloat. It's a twisted version of privilege to be the one who escaped from the village when the barrel bombs and the shrapnel rain, when the secret police and the soldiers came. The fog rolls into Lesbos, a February window. Thin hum from distant motor pushes the waves on thin Washington, Munich, and London. The balancing act of the century, blending fascism and democracy. You see the Nazis marching in Leipzig, hatred spewing from Hungary, and you see the barbed wire fences stretched, the riot police and detention camps. The fog rolls into Lesbos, the February. Moscow and Riyadh, they're holding the floodgates open twist on an ancient game. It's the dawn of the 21st century. Chessboard shifts relentlessly. Fog rolls into Lesbos. The February wind blows. Thin hum of a distant motor pushes the waves on a thin blue Hey, thank you all so much. This is Bell's Roar out of Albany slash the city. So.
Cool, I'm just gonna do a couple songs, and I'm actually from New York City, so. This one is dedicated to our ancestors, so give it up for them. Been so long since I felt relief in my heart. I'm feeling weak. Thank you. When I fell, they kicked me more. In my heart, I'm feeling sore. Please back to the mic. Woo! That one back. How's the sound out there? Alright.
You can switch the mic.
Rise up high, beloved ones, burning fire just like the sun. In your blood we run so free. With your eyes the gift to see. Check. All right. Gotta make do in these high-tech conference rooms. They're not really conducive for live music. So I record all the music. This song is about white privilege, called Step Up, Step Back. Here we go again, sing the same song. Feeling scared to shout, it has begun. Hatred out This next one is called Black Lives. It's about the Black Lives Matter movement.